up an ad hoc committee to look into modalities for the payment of living wages to Nigerian workers at rates that match economic realities. The resolution of the House was sequel to the adoption of a motion moved at plenary yesterday by Kingsley Chinda and 23 others. Moving the motion, Chinda noted that the rising inflationary rate in the country has had a negative effect on the cost of living, with the cost of food, accommodation, education, and transportation skyrocketing. The lawmaker stressed that Nigeria was a signatory to the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and Article 23 of the Declaration states that every individual who works has the right to just and favorable remuneration to ensure such a person and his or her family exist in dignity. He added that the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, have a 2030 achievement deadline, and 8 out of the 17 SDGs of the United Nations require the payment of a living wage to be achieved. The Central Bank of Nigeria has warned all primary mortgage banks in the country regarding the timely submission of regulatory returns. This was as it also issued a stern warning to development finance institutions and microfinance banks. In a press release issued on its website dated March 5th and signed by its Director, Financial Policy and Regulation, Dr. Valentine Ururuka, the CBN expressed dismay over the late and non-rendition of periodic returns related to the financial institution's annual report. According to CBN, primary mortgage banks shall be construed as any company that is licensed to carry out primary mortgage banking business in Nigeria. The Apex Bank, while emphasizing that adherence to regulatory guidelines is crucial for maintaining financial stability and transparency within the banking sector, further said or reminded all PMBs of the provisions outlined in Section 24 of the Banks and Other Financial Institutions Act 2020. Now, the Nigeria Customs Service Western Marine Command has handed over 120 jumbo bags of Indian hemp worth 704 million naira to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Addressing journalists at the command in Ibadan, in Ibafon, Apapa, Lagos recently, the Customs Area Controller in charge of the command, Odaudu Selafu, said the contrabands were seized at 3 different operations. Selafu explained that the contrabands were intercepted at Jegemo Island opposite Iwora Jido waterfront and Asipa Beach along semi borders between November 2023 and January 2024. It decried the influence of drugs and psychotropic substances on Nigerian youth, and the Customs Area Controller vowed that the command would not rest on its oars in bringing the smugglers to book. Recall that the NCS in April 2023 signed a memorandum of understanding with the NDLEA to ensure synergy and collaboration in trafficking illicit traffic in hard drugs among Nigeria's entry point. On the foreign scene, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on his first visit to the Muslim-majority Kashmir Valley since revoking the region's semi-autonomous status in 2019. Modi, who addressed a rally in Srinagar just weeks before India's general election date are announced, reports say his Bharatiya Janata Party will mobilize thousands of people to attend the event amid tight security. An armed revolt against Indian rule in the disputed territory has claimed tens of thousands of lives since the 1980s. Kashmir was divided after India and Pakistan gained independence from Britain in 1947. And according to reports, the 2 nuclear-armed states both claim the region in its entirety and have fought 2 wars over it in the decades since. In sports, let's bring you some of the latest gossip for today. England manager Gareth Southgate and Brentford boss Thomas Frank are among the options being considered by Manchester United if they choose to replace Erik ten Hag at the end of the season. Barcelona remain interested in Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta to replace Xavi, who is leaving at the end of the season, but the Spanish club know it will be difficult to appoint him. Also, Liverpool, Arsenal and Manchester City are battling it out to sign Bayern Munich midfielder Joshua Kimmich. The 29-year-old Germany international is looking to leave Bavaria this summer. Well, any club wanting to hire Brighton head coach Roberto De Zerbi this summer would have to pay the Seagulls £12.8 million. Barcelona, Liverpool and Manchester United have been linked with the Italian. And that's it for the news at this hour. Thank you so much for watching. I am Omoife Peace Osemere. Story time will be coming up at the top of the hour with Ridwan Musa Gao. Good afternoon.